All right, look what we have here. I've been looking all over for this, and I'm very excited to get it. This is the C64. It's a modern-day replica of the old Commodore 64. And if you found this video, you probably already know that, so I'll just go ahead and unwrap this thing. Hopefully as time goes on, these are easier to find, but as it is now, they're just in a handful of stores and online. Let's see if I can open this thing without tearing the box up too bad. These are pretty neat in quite a few senses. They will hook to a modern day TV via an HDMI cable. Hence that there on the box. And not only is it a Commodore C64 replica, it's also got a fully working VIC-20 mode in this thing too. So it gives you the opportunity to run your VIC games or your 64 games. Oh, that's a neat cover. I can actually see using that when I'm just wanting to leave the computer out without putting it in a box and keeping the dust off of it. That's handy. I'll keep that by. Oh, nice. I like it. It's got a good keyboard. Now, I've seen several other YouTube videos where people didn't quite like the keyboard or said it wasn't quite as good as the original. It's a little bit different, but not too far off the mark. And I suppose if you wanted to do a lot of typing, what you could do is just hook a modern day keyboard up to the USB port and type away on your keyboard of choice. But for light stuff like games and menu selections and whatnot, I could see that is totally usable. In the back, it's got the HDMI port for the power, and a fourth USB port. So it's got three on the side, one on the back. Nothing on the left, just like the original. And a nice little computer. It's got like a momentary switch for power, not a rocker switch. So let's get this hooked up. Oh, and in this side box here, got the joystick, which is much improved over the 64 Mini if you happen to have had one of those. This one has a micro switch. Oh man, that feels pretty good. Very nice. And it's got a quick guide. And it's got a power adapter. HDMI cord. So, good deal. Everything you need. All right, we got it fired up for the first time. I'll pick, say, language setting there. Not sure which button actually makes it go forward. I was doing a video test here. I guess that worked. Oh, okay. I was given a choice of whether I want to start it up where it just comes up in basic or carousel. So I'll pick that. Oh, I think I see what the deal is now. So if you're wondering which button to hit on this joystick, it's got a row of buttons at the bottom. I think that's what this corresponds to. So whatever the highlighted dot is, you would pick that button like the music. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So the previous menus would have been that way as well. Sorry, let me get that level down a little bit. So it's got 64 games in the carousel. And if you're worried about not having the right one, or the one you were hoping to see on here, it's actually no big deal. It is so easy to put games on this thing because of the USB ports on the side that it doesn't matter. You could just put you know, all your games on a USB stick, and then away you go. So don't be too concerned about the list if it seems a bit limited. I'm going to try one of these. This was a favorite of mine. I'm not used to seeing it on a big TV like this. Yeah, you can definitely hear the click of the joystick. I like that. That's good. Very nice. Not very good at this game. Let me go back to the menu. It's one of these bottom buttons. Yep. All right. Oh, it's good. It's got save states. Whoop. You can exit back out to the carousel. Let's see what options I've got here. Oh, here's where you can pick VIC-20 or 64, and you can do PAL or NTSC depending on if you're in the US or in a European country or elsewhere in the world. So we'll just leave it on that for now. Very cool. Boot mode. I have it boot in a classic here. Let's do a shutdown and bring it all the way back up. So it's powered its light off. All right, power it on. See how long it takes. As you recall, with the an original 64, it's almost instantaneous. This one does take a little longer to come up. There it is. Oh man, that is cool. So here's where you would have your USB stick in. I need to put one in. I should have did that while I had it off. Let me try that again. Okay, I've got it where it's up in carousel mode at the moment. And it comes with 64 games. And if you don't see one you like, that's okay, because you can actually load from your own collection from right here. It looks like a little icon of a USB there. And I happen to have one plugged into the side there. So let's do that, and let's go over to Frogger. And you'll notice on the left side, right here, the icon will show you if it's a cartridge image, a disc, or a tape, which is pretty cool because it doesn't have a socket where you can actually plug in a tape drive, and it doesn't have a cartridge port either. So no user port, no cartridge port. But you can still play all your favorite stuff, or if you have a utility cartridge or whatever that you've got an image of, it's great because you can just load the image and it's just like having the cartridge in. So we'll go with Frogger. So I wanted to show how it loads media that didn't come with the system. It's pretty cool. Let's try something different. I want to use a controller. Now this is a really nice joystick. I like it, and it's a micro switch joystick. So it's nicer than the one that came with the Mini. But say you didn't want to use that, it actually works with a lot of the other joysticks that are out there that are USB based. So I'll try this one and see how it does on it. So we'll do one player. Let's see, F1 to start it. And here we are. Wow, that didn't last very long. I was trying to show this. Okay. Anyway, you could see this joystick that did not come with the system works just fine. Oh, wow. That was unfortunate. Okay, so we'll just jump back to the menu here. Exit game. So you can either pick off the carousel or pick something else. Let me load a disk image So this one's not a game, but some of you might recognize this. This is one of my favorite utilities, the print shop. I had this when I was a kid, and man, it was great. I could print all kinds of neat stuff. And so anyway, I just wanted to show that it does do disk images, and does tape as well, and it gives you a really accurate representation of how long it takes to load something as if it were on tape. So that hasn't changed either. I'm very happy to see this one actually came with it. It's one of my favorites. See how you get it to start though. Oh, I found it. One player. Joystick's really responsive. System doesn't seem to have any lag that I can detect. Plays just like the real deal. Oh, it got me. All right, there's Jumpman. So overall, man, this is a great system. I've actually got real Commodore 64s, but it's kind of a hassle keeping them set up because of the amount of space. And then when you want to pull them out, it's quite an endeavor because you got to pull out the monitor and all the stuff that goes with it, and the disk drive's huge. And while I'm glad I got the originals, this is great for just if you want to get something out quick. It'll hook to a modern TV. You can have every game that you possibly have on one single USB stick. The keyboard's pretty good, and it's not quite as good as the original, but if you wanted to do long typing, yeah, just external keyboard. But it actually, I wouldn't mind doing, just normal basic stuff on the keyboard that comes with it. It's pretty good. Just to give you a comparison of some of these other brands, like a Sinclair, you can hear a little bit of difference there. The Acorn especially, it's very clacky. And then of course Atari, Amstrad. But yeah, it's a pretty good keyboard. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But man, this thing's got loads of potential for hacking in future projects, putting different mods on it. So I look forward to see what the community does with this thing. So if you get a chance, you ought to get you one of these things while you can. I don't know how long they're going to make them. Hopefully they don't do like Nintendo, make them just for a short while and then stop making them. Then you can't find them anywhere except on eBay for crazy prices. So hopefully they'll have a long, successful run with this computer, and maybe they'll even make an Amiga or an Atari. Who knows? Hope so. Anyway, that's my thoughts on it.